Everyone, good morning. We're going to begin with the national anthem, so if we can get everyone prepared for that. Good morning, everyone. All right, I'll ask you to please rise for the playing of the national anthem at this time. Please be seated. Please be seated. And welcome, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Todd Polk. I'm the Deputy Commander for South Florida for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Jacksonville District, and I'm going to be the Master of Ceremonies for today's celebration. Thank you all so much for joining us. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and our partners, the South Florida Water Management District, are honored to have you all here today to kick off the construction of the C-23 and C-24 stormwater treatment area. The C-23 and 24 reservoirs and stormwater treatment area is the second of the three components planned for the Indian River Lagoon South project. They are large-scale projects that, in conjunction with the natural water storage and water quality treatment areas, will help to restore the St. Lucie River and the southern portion of the Indian River Lagoon. Many of y'all were here with us to celebrate the first component, the C-44 reservoir and stormwater treatment area, during our ribbon cutting ceremony back in November, and very happy to report that the first phase of initial filling of the reservoir is at 5 feet, and we've begun that second phase to fill it up to 10 feet and ultimately 15 feet. You know, when I look at the construction equipment and the shovels behind me, I can already see the eelgrass lining the Indian River Lagoon. I can already see the healthy wetland. I can see the birds and fish. I see our neighbors in St. Lucie and Martin counties making a living, enjoying and recreating in a restored environment. That's the vision of the restored southern Indian River Lagoon. And that's what we all have in common, and that's what has brought us all here today. Let us all just celebrate this next step in getting closer to that vision. I'd like to recognize some of the guests that are joining with us today. Firstly, an enthusiastic welcome and thank you to the Office of Senator Marco Rubio with Senator Greg Legowski for his staff. A warm welcome to the members of our federal family in attendance representing partners with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Mr. Larry Williams, the State Supervisor for Ecological Services in Florida. We have Dr. Larry McAllister. He is the member of the Senior Executive Service who serves as the Program Director for the South Atlantic Division up in Atlanta. And, of course, so many of you from the state of Florida here. So Mr. Adam Blaylock, Deputy Secretary for Ecosystems Restoration at the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Mr. Chauncey Goss, Chairman of the South Florida Water Management District Governing Board, and Governing Board member Jackie Thurlow-Lippisch, and Executive Director Drew Bartlett. I have members of the St. Lucie County Board of Commissioners, Chris Dabalski, Frannie Hutchinson, and Kathy Townsend, and some of their key staff that are here, Patrick Day and Don West, Jennifer McGee, and Mark Satterley. Thank you. Members of Martin County Board of Commissioners, Chairman Doug Smith, Harold Jenkins, and Commissioner Sarah Hurd, and along with some of their key staff, Don Donaldson, John Mayle, and Colleen Palskowitz. And we're also very welcome to have us joined by Palm Beach County Commissioner and Vice Chair of the County Coalition, and my Commissioner, Melissa McKinley. Mr. Terry Burrows, Chairman of the Okeechobee Governing County Board of County Commissioners as well. And Gary Ritter, representing the city of Okeechobee. And, of course, from the North St. Lucie River Water Control District, Supervisor Peter McClure and the his board's engineer, Patrick Helms, is with us. And the Water Control Board, they have been incredibly important in the planning and implementation of this project. Vice Mayor Jolene Carabello and Amy Eason and Kate Parmley of the city of Port St. Lucie. I want to thank James Erskine and Tom Reinert, our partners of Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Thank you for joining us. As well as Ken Oberle and Russell Dingman are here representing Kiewit, the contractor for the stormwater treatment area. And, of course, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Jacksonville District Commander, Colonel Jamie Booth, will be now giving his opening remarks as he joins us up here.
Thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. Good morning, and let's see if we can get through this without a torrential downpour. For those of you who were at our C-24 ribbon-cutting ceremony about 3 months ago, this was about the point in time where I looked to my left and saw a wall of Florida rain coming in our direction. So I think we're looking pretty good. Got a little bit of wind, and probably the more rain you're going to get from being underneath the awning with the humidity today. So looking forward to today's ceremony. Thank you all for coming out to our celebration for another huge step in Everglades restoration. Just 3 months ago, we all came together for the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the C-24 Reservoir Complex, and we're already breaking ground on a second phase of this monumental project to protect a very special place, the Indian River Lagoon. It's the most biologically diverse estuarine system in the continental United States. This new piece of infrastructure is key to restoring and protecting this national treasure. In addition, it'll also benefit the North Fork of the St. Lucie River, which has been designated as an aquatic preserve by the state of Florida. The C-23, C-24 Stormwater Treatment Area, or STA, is designed to treat water from the Canal 23 and Canal 24 basins. It encompasses more than 2,500 acres, which is almost equivalent to roughly the 3,000 acres protected under the North Fork St. Lucie River Aquatic Preserve. Its purpose is to reduce the sediment, phosphorus, and nitrogen going into the St. Lucie River estuary and the southern portion of the Indian River Lagoon. That's good news, but we've got even better news. We are celebrating at a time that really feels like a watershed moment for Everglades restoration. Most of you are aware of the recent Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, or IIJA. It provides an additional $1 billion in funding for South Florida ecosystem restoration projects. This is the largest single investment ever to restore and revitalize the Everglades in Florida. Part of the $1 billion will be used to fully fund through construction the next step of the project, which is the construction of the Indian River Lagoon South C-23, C-24 North Reservoir, which will be over in this direction in a few years. The North Reservoir will work together with this stormwater treatment area to provide 30,000 acre-feet of storage, or the equivalent of 15,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's incredible. For those of you who have dedicated your lives to the Everglades restoration and have kept the advocacy going through your work, going on for decades, this is truly a remarkable time. Your efforts are finally coming to fruition in a very tangible way. I believe that our relationships have never been stronger, our communication has never been more transparent, and that more people are more engaged than ever before in this issue. Thank you all, and I want you all to know how very much we appreciate the significant amount of time, energy, and expertise that you provide to the Army Corps of Engineers every single day, especially on very complex projects such as our new plan, our new operations plan for Lake Okeechobee. You've always been involved, but I think over the past several years, that involvement has increased exponentially. Your continued high level of engagement over time makes every project we build and work on better, and we thank you for it. I want to thank our construction contractor, Kiewit, for what they are about to do. We are looking forward to working with you to build a quality project on time and on budget and make sure that we do it safely. As always, I want to point out that I'm a Floridian, but I also work with about 1,000 other Floridians in the Jacksonville district, and we're looking forward to continuing to serve and solve some of Florida's and our nation's toughest challenges alongside of all of you. I also want to acknowledge the excellent individual and collaborative work of the Corps staff, our partners at the South Florida Water Management District, our partners at federal, state, and local levels, and our contractors. Thank you all for the hard work you do every day. We have much to celebrate today, and I thank you all for your efforts to make this vision of restored Southern Indian River Lagoon a reality. And now I'd like to introduce our first speaker. I'd like to introduce a longtime resident of Southwest Florida who grew up on Sanibel Island and served as the Deputy Staff Director and Deputy Director of Budget Review for the House Budget Committee in Washington, D.C. Mr. Chauncey Goss, Chairman of the Governing Board of the South Florida Water Management District. And I want to note, as he walks up here today, I got a little bit of off-script information that Mr. Goss is celebrating his birthday. He looks absolutely fabulous for 35 years old. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chairman Goss.
Thanks very much, Colonel Booth. There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than with a ribbon cutting for a SERP project. I mean, I got to have more birthdays. Got to have more ribbon cuttings. This is wonderful. I had a great drive this morning coming over from Sanibel. It's foggy morning, and I'm driving across the state, and I'm driving up the Caloosahatchee River, and come Lake Okeechobee, and I start seeing some of our projects and all the stuff that we're doing, and it's just, you feel so proud as you look around and you look at what the progress we've made, the momentum we have, how we're working to fix things. And I'm 150 miles away from home right now, and as I came across, I saw ospreys and caracara and great blue heron and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm not a bird guy, but I saw a bunch of other stuff, and you realize how interconnected we are. And I stand here about as far away from home as I can be and still be in the district, and we have the exact same problems. I'm dealing with the exact same thing at home that you're dealing with here and on the coast. And that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this, because what we're doing right now, this restoration, it's going to help take some of these nutrients out of the water, and that's what we really have to do. We have to do that for the East Coast. We have to do that for the West Coast, and this project will, and that's why it's so important. It's very exciting to be here, very exciting to be part of that. If you're looking for someone with empathy, you're not going to find a more empathetic partner, because we're all in this together, and we're going to fix it together, and we're making great progress. And I'm really proud of the work we're doing. I'm really excited to be here today to be celebrating this groundbreaking. I know over the last 9 months or so, I think LOSUM has probably taken a lot of the oxygen out of the tents, so to speak, and everyone's been talking about LOSUM, discussing it. It's been a great discussion. It's been a great, transparent process, and I thank the Corps very much for that. It didn't have to be that way, but it was, and I really do tip my hat to you for making it that way. But sometimes in that discussion of LOSUM, we forget it's not just the management of the lake. We need infrastructure. We need a lot of infrastructure. And thank goodness we're there. When I look back 3 years, I look at what this governor has committed, the money he's committed to spending, and then I look at the fact that we have, and I keep changing the numbers on me, so bear with me, 43 projects that we've either started, completed, or reached major milestones on. 43 projects. So they changed the number. This is number 44. So let's get a hand for number 44. I don't know what 45 is, but I can't wait to be there. So I really want to thank the governor for prioritizing Everglades restoration as part of his effort to do more now for Florida's environment and to improve water quality around the state. And I want to recognize the people here today to share our appreciation for helping make everything happen. I particularly want to thank the Jax District. Colonel Booth, thank you. You're a great partner. You're such a great partner. I dusted off this hat to show what a wonderful partnership we have with the Corps of Engineers. This is my Corps Water District hat, and I'm going to wear it a lot, and I look forward to wearing it a lot more in the future. I'd like to also recognize one of our own, our local, and I do mean local, governing board member Jackie Thurlow-Lipich. Jackie, thanks for all you do. Thanks for what you've done. For what you've done for this area, for what you do for the board, for the wisdom you bring the board, and for your steadfast, incredible work on water quality over your entire life, and I know you're not done, so keep it up. I also want to thank very much Adam Blaylock for being here. The Department of Environmental Protection, a lot of people may not know, is an incredibly good partner for us. They give us so much support. We could not do what we're doing without DEP. And Deputy Secretary, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Secretary Hamilton for his support. And I want to recognize the, applause. I want to recognize the North St. Lucie River Water Control District. Colonel Booth recognized them, and or maybe Colonel Polk did, but they've been tremendous. Provide a lot of help as we get ready to build this STA, and they've provided drainage for this area for a long time, and we really appreciate their partnership. And of course, we appreciate all the local leaders who took time off to come here and be here today. This is really great to see so many different counties represented, so many different cities represented. You know how important something is when you see the local representation turning out. It is a gorgeous day, but it's nice to have you here. And thanks for being here to share this with us. In November last year, we got to celebrate, as Colonel Booth said, the C-24 stormwater treatment area and the filling. It's glad to hear that filling's going well. A few months before that, we had the Kissimmee River restoration. I got soaked at both of those. We're doing okay now, so I think we're in good shape. So right now, we have momentum. It's nothing short of spectacular what we're able to accomplish when we all work together, and that's something that I want to focus on a little bit. Is that sometimes we start talking about these projects and we talk about, the federal project and the federal share, and we talk about the state project and the state share, and then we talk about, well, what's the water management district? They're doing stuff with their ad valorem taxes, and the county's doing stuff with their ad valorem taxes. Everyone's got their bucket of money. But what you got to remember is that bucket all comes from the exact same place, and that's the hardworking men and women of the United States of America who pay taxes. So we are all working for those taxpayers. So it is never in our interest or in their interest to have a dispute or to not be working as hard as we can towards these restoration projects. They deserve that, and we have to remember that. So don't let us get wrapped up in the buckets. Let's keep the funding flowing. Let's make sure these projects keep flowing. And I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity for me to be able to be here to spend my birthday with you celebrating this tremendous project. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Chairman Goss. I appreciate it. I also I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Ryan Natick from Senator Scott's office, Mayor Matheson of the City of Stewart. Thank you for joining us, as well as Dwayne DeFries from the Indian River Lagoon Council Executive Director. Thank you again so much for joining us. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Larry Williams. He's worked for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for 33 years. He currently supervises the agency's ecological program throughout Florida, where he oversees the implementation of the Endangered Species Act and the other authorities to promote public and private partnerships to conserve fish and wildlife. Please welcome Mr. Larry Williams.
Hi, everybody. My name's Larry Williams. I work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and I'm here today representing the Department of Interior. And I really feel honored to be here today and to be celebrating this groundbreaking with all of you. And as I was thinking about the interior agencies, which are the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the National Park Service, the U.S. Geologic Survey, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, I was thinking about the mission of all of those agencies. And, so much of it comes down to environmental stewardship, taking care of the environment. That's just a major part of the Department of Interior mission. And I was thinking, okay, well, with that in mind, what would we say about this project, the C-23, C-24 project? And I just kept coming back to this disco song. And some of you are going to remember this, 1975, Andrea True, More, More, More. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. And I just kept thinking, that's what we got to say, more, more, more. And so I'll date myself a little bit. That was February 46 years ago when that song was released, so February of 1975. And, these things kind of lined up. You see, I've got a Florida State dad hat on here. So, these things do kind of line up time-wise. But, I was thinking about that more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Well, the answer to how do you like it is we love it. As far as environmental stewardship goes, 2,500 acres of high-functioning wetlands, that are about to be built. I think the math shows that we'll be treating like 150,000 acre-feet of water each year, which is incredible, just incredible. And then I think to be thinking about that, we also have to be thinking about why. Why do we love projects like this, and why do we want more of them? And for that, I gotta share some sobering numbers, which I think probably a lot of you are aware of. But just in the past few days, NOAA released its 2022 technical report on sea level rise. And I bet a lot of you have heard about it. It's predicting 10 to 12 inches of sea level rise in the next 30 years. And, that's more than we expected. So projects like this that give us resiliency against changes like that are hugely important. And projects like this that capture carbon, the amount of carbon that wetlands capture is incredible. And the amount of carbon that the seagrasses in the lagoon can capture is incredible. But we got to get the water quality right in the lagoon for the seagrasses to be functioning. So I think a lot of people have heard that in the lagoon in the past few years, we've lost probably 50 to 70,000 acres of seagrass throughout the lagoon. So this project is going to be a huge help in improving that situation. So again, more. We need more. Something that I can share because my agency and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission have been so involved in it. I think a lot of you have heard about the loss of manatees. And this past year, so the calendar year of 2021, I think we lost 1,100 manatees, and the majority of that was in the Indian River Lagoon. And just in the past few months, again, a group of partners, Fish and Wildlife Service, the Commission, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Foundation, maybe you've heard that there's been a big effort to feed manatees because they've been starving. Most of the ones that have been lost is because of starvation. And this is an amazing figure, but since January of this year, 55,000 pounds of butterleaf and romaine lettuce have been fed to manatees to try to keep them alive. And it's working. So far, through that big effort, and this is like all hands on deck to help, take care of manatees, the capacity of all the different partners like SeaWorld that help care for manatees that get injured and have to be brought into care, we haven't exceeded that capacity yet. So in that sense, it's been a really big success. So hats off to everybody who's helping with that. And I share that because that's such a good example of why we need this project, and we need more projects like this. So now I want to real quickly move on to a couple of other lines from that song. How do you like it? How do you like it? More. And then there, you might remember there were the other songs or the other lines. Get the action going, get the cameras rolling. So get the action going. And this is where I got to kind of take my hat off to the agencies here. The state of Florida, the Water Management District, DEP, the Corps of Engineers, St. Lucie County, Martin County, all of the counties. They are picking them up and laying them down, making these projects happen. And it's incredible. I know a lot of us have been to these events because these projects are getting knocked down one after the other. And that takes a lot of work. Every time you're trying to plan and fund one of these, it's kind of like a briar patch, and you got to get through it. And these partners are making it happen. So kudos to them. They're making they're moving dirt and they're making things happen. So that's the get the action going part of it. The last part about get the cameras rolling, this is the message. And this is where I would ask that we all start to get a little more abundant sharing this message. And that is the can-do message. Because You know, at times these things look impossible, and it takes a long time to get the projects planned, funded, and underway. And again, we've got like a delivery machine here between the state of Florida and the Corps of Engineers and all the other partners, and they're making the projects happen like a rhythm right now. And in the north part of the Indian River Lagoon, they don't have that same mechanism. And some of you know what I'm talking about. They're kind of in the Stormin and Norman phase right now to get things planned, funded, and implemented. And it would help so much if we share that message with others, the can-do message. You know, take pictures, tell them how we did it, help them see the next steps, and really know that this can be done. It takes years. You have to walk through the briar patch, but it can be done. So again, that's the get the cameras rolling, you know, share the story, tell the can-do story. So I'll wrap it up there. But again, I want to say thanks for all of the work to make this happen, and thanks for letting the Department of Interior and all of us be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, again for your longtime commitment and partnership. You know, the St. Lucie County Board of Commissioners has been a driving force behind the continued momentum and the success of the Indian River Lagoon South project. And that true driving force has been in one person I can think of right now, though, Commissioner Frannie Hutchinson. Please welcome Mr. Frannie Hutchinson to the stage.
Okay, like everybody else, I've got some prepared speeches, but I'm going to switch off for just a moment before I get down that road. My heart actually sunk as I turned onto Sneed Road this morning. I had cars turning in here before I was coming, as I was coming down Okeechobee, and cars behind me that were going to be turning in. And when you've worked a project for so long, and you've worked it in such detail, you forget sometimes the impact of all the different people that came into play. So my thing today is really going to follow up with what was already said, called the teamwork. And I say that because, but I'm going to put a Frannie switch to it. First off, I would like a huge round of applause for both the Army Corps and for South Florida on behalf of myself, because I have put them through hell. I liked your rendition on putting this to a musical song that we all could relate to. So I'll give you the experience of a mom of 5 kids. This project has been my baby. I have sat here and watched it through the eyes of being pregnant. And I will tell you, almost as quarter of a century, a little less, I have been pregnant with this project. And it's the only saving grace is I know there's sometime there will be an end to its sight. So for all the times that I picked the phone up and called and screamed and yelled and begged, and all the times we sat there together and came to conclusions and got the story right with all the different agencies and with our federal partners and our state partners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because today, I feel like we have given birth to a new beginning and a new start. As I said, this has always been a team effort. It's been a team effort from the very highest levels all the way down. But I'm going to really point out the team at the local level, and that has been our local South Florida Water Management Board district, our local, i.e. federal level, but also local with the Jacksonville district with the Army Corps. And it has also been commissioners, both present and past, that I've had the humbling experience to sit with. So today I know Chris Zadowski's here and my fellow Commissioner Kathy Townsend. I've seen her here. My thanks to both of you. You have sat there, you've supported in all your own ways along with supporting mine. Ben Franklin was quoted as saying, "When the well is dry, we know the worth of water." Florida's wells aren't dry yet. We've got plenty of water. We just need to make sure we treat them properly. As been said, this is an exciting time for St. Lucie County and the entire Treasure Coast, as it seems that all of our agencies, local, state, and federal, are all paddling in the same direction when it comes to addressing and funding the water quality issues of our state. With the federal CERP program and the C-23-24 projects coming online, I feel that our environmental future is on the right road, and it's going to be a bright road. This project will convert 2,600 acres of agricultural land into a major county water quality improvement that will benefit not just St. Lucie County, but our surrounding areas downstream. While our water quality issues and troubles didn't happen overnight, the solutions to those programs can't be fixed overnight. This project, as I mentioned, is almost just, and I have to emphasize this on the timing perspective, is just under a quarter of a century long. It sounds different than saying 20 years long. I hope that puts this into perspective. We here are proud, we are excited to see that all of these agencies and all of our officials are on the same boat in making these types of projects a priority. We were pleasantly surprised in January of 2022 when the AOC's, the Army Corps' work plan included $150 million towards the CERP IRL South projects, which included $130 million for this one. You have no idea my thanks that are just bubbling out of my heart for that, because that came as a surprise. So whoever worked those numbers, thank you. We were with the governing board, the South Florida Governing Board, when they voted to purchase the land to begin the design of the C-25 project. And I just learned that there's funding been put towards that, and should start this year, or is it beginning of next? There you go. And this is all good news for not just St. Lucie County, but also Martin County and everyone that's affected. While we know that we're all stronger together when we work as a team, it doesn't mean that St. Lucie County isn't willing to do its part to help keep our water quality projects going. We at St. Lucie County are dredging the muck out of Taylor Creek, retrofitting older neighborhoods to improve stormwater runoff, and we continue to push for the septic to sewer projects near our surface waters. St. Lucie County has committed over $19 million out of our American Rescue Plan funding to stormwater improvements throughout our county, as we continue to complement the work that's being done here today. We do this, as Ms. mentioned, on behalf of the taxpayers, on behalf of the people that live along these areas and within them. And I'm going to sum up, because it's already out. When this project isn't completed in 4 years, I expect to have an invitation, even though I may not be on the board. Because if I don't have one, I'll be coming through the gates anyway. So you can't have that closed one going like we have today. So I'm going to end it with this. I looked at the scheduling a while ago, and I see the time frame and the timelines on the C-23-24 north and the C-23-24 reservoir to the south. We're going to cut that time back, guys. So you'll be hearing me more on that one. Good things can be done, and we need to do them sooner than later, so expect that phone call soon. Thank you all for being here, and today's a proud day for each of us.
Oh, boy. Thank you so much, Commissioner Huss. Appreciate it, as always. You know, it's been an honor and a privilege to be here and celebrate the start of construction of the C-23 and 24 reservoir with y'all. And here in just a minute, I'm going to ask all the speakers to come up. Before I do want to give a sincere thanks to our CCO team, to the team from South Florida Water Management District. This is a lot of effort to put these type of events on, and it does not go unnoticed. And I just want to make sure you're thanked and recognized as well. Great. All right, so we're going to ask, again, members of the South Florida Water Management District Governing Board to come on up. The Executive Director, Drew Bartlett, Dr. McAllister, and if you're a member of the media, come on up here. We're going to move things around and get ready to do our ceremonial shoveling. Thank you.